161 learners in the past 5 years, cumulative to 2024. And we out of those 176,000, 170 of them and 705, they wrote. And 150,354, they passed. We're taking stock to the cumulative investment we have made in the past 5 years. And it represents that the result of that is 88.1%. The bachelors are 43.4%. Diplomas 30.6%. So the quality that we have brought cumulative to 5 years is 74.1%. That deserves a round of applause. So we are showing there are many people who actually will come and try to debase the quality of our achievements. These are facts, and statistics don't lie. Which is 232 schools received 90+ pass rate. And 67 schools received 100% pass rate. This is 20% more schools to those of 2023. In 2023, we have 47 schools that achieved 100%. In 2024, we've got 67. You can see we're just soaring for greater heights. I'm now about to introduce a very interesting topic, the topic of maths and science. These are the schools that are doing both maths and science. It's not just maths and anything else, maths and science. So the best maths and science school in the province of the Free State is Muokodi Secondary School in Thabo Mofutshanyane. They achieved 97% pass rate in both subjects. For a school to qualify as the best maths and science school, it must have a minimum of 80 candidates writing both subjects in an examination. It does not matter where you are. Your personal circumstances mean nothing. If you are within the borders of this province, you've got a fair chance to be the best version of yourself. This is the pecking order of schools that are the best in maths and science in this province. I see some of our top candidates are laughing. It is what it is. The first school is Muokodi Senior Secondary School. The second school is Selelekela Senior Secondary School. The third school is Riverside Finishing School in Thabo Mofutshanyane. The next school is the Beacon, the only school that matters in Thabo Mofutshanyane. If I'm to pause here, school number 1, 2, 3, 4, they come from Thabo Mofutshanyane. School number 5 is Grey College from Motheo. School number 6 is Moroka Senior Secondary in Motheo. School number 7 is Mathabo in Thabo Mofutshanyane. School number 8 is Blue Gum Bush in Thabo Mofutshanyane. School number 9 is Lepola in Lejweleputswa. And we've got Silukisa in Motheo Finishing School. I said the 3,275 learners who did not make it, they must not despair. Look at wonders that our teachers, gallant teachers, these are front soldiers, they are at the coalface of this business. They are able to produce heroes. If we are given a second chance, take it and grab it with both hands. The days don't come alike. Exam is magic. It's very magical. It has got a myriad of challenges. They are showing that given a second chance, you can make it. So can the 3,275 learners who did not make it. Now, people talk about the promoted and progress learners. Out of 36,312 candidates who wrote final examination, 12.2% were progress learners. Now, 64.6% of progress candidates passed the 2024 NSC exams. Excluding progress candidates, if we were to take them out, the overall pass percentage of promoted learners would have been 94.7%. Out of 4,421 progress candidates who wrote 2024 NSC exams, 327 achieved bachelor passes and 1,211 achieved diploma passes. It's not unheard of. It is not unheard of in this province that in certain schools, Honorable Premier, that progress learners pass better than promoted learners. The province, therefore, has fully supported the progress learners. This is what shows. And this outcome validates the effectiveness of our progression policy. Our lived experience is that that province that supports its progress learners well and pass them well is always number one. And we understand that narrative year in and year out. That's why that's so important to us. Here I've given you a delineation of promoted as well as progress learners. You would see that if we were to focus only on promoted learners, the outcome would have been 94.7% pass rate, 53.8% bachelors, 30.3% diplomas, and a total quality passes of 84.2%. Now, our reality with progress learners is that 64.6% of them passed, 7.4% gave us bachelors, and 24.4% of them gave us diploma passes, and the total quality is 34.8%. Big ups to all these learners. They stuck on the path and they never gave up. It's a good story to tell. Now, many times parents think that if your child attends an affluent school, your child is most likely to get quality education. We have negated that narrative a long time ago in this province. I will give you the outcomes of quintile 1, 2, 3 schools. You will see that quintile 1 schools, they gave us a total pass rate of 90.0%. Quintile 1. And bachelor pass of 45.9%. And a total quality of 75.7%. It's only in the Free State that will get this story. Quintile 2, you will see that they gave us 88.5% pass rate and 42.9% bachelor pass rate and 73.9% quality pass. We go to quintile 3, 91% pass rate, 45.9% bachelors, 31.54%, can I see well? 31.5% and 77.4% quality. Now, when you look at the cumulative input of quintile 1, 2, 3 schools, their pass rate, it is 90%, 45.1% bachelors, 30.8% diplomas, and 75.9% pass rate. It is not surprising, Premier, that we've got a lot of inward movement of learners from other provinces. Because the perception out there, which is proven, is that regardless of any school that you actually solicit in the Free State, you've got a high chance of passing because of our outcomes, proven year in and year out. And this is the gallant effort of our teachers. Yes, quintile 5 and quintile 4 schools are doing well. And this time, Premier, we are complaining about the output of independent schools. Because of the resources that they have, we had always insisted from them to give us even 100% pass rate, because these are children from affluent communities whose parents can afford. Quintile 1, 2, 3. These are no fee paying school. These are children protected by the state, free stationery, no fee schools, free textbooks, and are given at least 2 meals during the National School Nutrition Program. And I think they deserve a round of applause. These are the beautiful ones and our ghetto slickers. This is where we come from, Premier. I'm actually come from Kananelo, Senior Secondary School in Kroonstad. Next slide, please. Next slide is our analysis of our distinctions, Premier. I don't want to spend time here. You will see over the period of 5 years, we have had 42,360 distinctions. When we actually isolate 2024, you will see that we've got 20.8% of distinctions of this cohort, which is a large number. And we, based on the new mandate of our department, we call it, we're pushing for excellence. We're going to ensure that this is our line of focus. MEC doesn't accept a level 7. She wants to see a distinction of a distinction and a bachelor of a bachelor. It must speak on its own and be a direct entry into any institution of higher learning. That's where we are. Independent school performance, I'm pleased to announce that you will see that Premier, they have attained 94.3%. They've attained 53.8% bachelors, 30.3% diplomas, and quality passes of 84.1% cumulatively. They've done very well. If I'm to be selective and pick salient features of this performance, I would say Thabo Mofusanyane did very well. You'll see that they've got 99.1% pass rate of their independent schools. Their bachelors are 77.6. And I think this time, Premier, because I was threatening them on a number of occasions that we are going to withdraw our funding to them if they don't give us our pound of flesh. I think they raised their hands and they deserve to be congratulated. Independent schools. With that said, Premier, I want to really appeal to members of the media to help us disseminate this very crucial information. This information is just as crucial as the announcements of the results themselves. For queries and corrections, if you have any queries or corrections regarding our November 2024 written examination results, please submit them by no later than 21 February 2025, not you, those who wrote. Remarking and rechecking, please, the learners, note that the closing date for applications for remarking and rechecking of scripts for the November 2024 examination is 29th January 2025. And also note that the late applications will not be accepted. So exam registration deadlines for June 2025 exams, registration for the NSC candidates repeating subjects with a valid school-based assessment closes on the 7th of February 2025. For November 2025 exams, application forms will be available from 1 March 2025 and the closing date for registration is 15 March 2025. In conclusion, the 95% is a groundbreaking pass percentage that has never been achieved in the country before. We have always been benchmarking ourselves against the ambitious 90-40 target that we have set for ourselves. We have now surpassed it. It must be clearly understood that we are competing against ourselves. We are only as good as our past achievement, not against any other province. We always aim at doing better than our own previous performance. Education in the Free State remains a societal matter. The entire community of the Free State has been mobilized to support the establishment of a culture of learning in our schools, for education is a microcosm of society. This year, we are #simply excellent. As Ms. Ndaba earlier advised yourselves. The Free State Premier, Honorable Maqueen Letsoha-Mathae, and our MEC for Education, Dr. Maboya, will host the annual Well Done Function ceremony for the class of 2022 on the 17th of January 2025. This will be held here at the Boot Trotsky Hall. It will start at 8 o'clock sharp. In education, we respect time. At 8 o'clock sharp, we start. It all seems impossible until it is done. Open quote and close quote. Honorable statement of all time, Nelson Mandela. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, HOG, for your elaborate presentation. Colleagues, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our acting DDG for curriculum management, Ntate Muntsu. I'll also want to acknowledge Ntate Makwa, who's a district director from Karib, and Me Lidibe from Thabo Mofokeng. We have been joined here by one of the cream de la cream, Ntabiseng Malakwan, is from Rantzane. Thank you. Colleagues, at this juncture, I think if you can avail the mics for the MEC, the MEC will speak from just to give remarks, and then after that we give the premier, honorable premier, and then we will then close, we'll then take the questions and answers. Thank you. MEC.
Thank you, Director. Acknowledge the presence of our premier member, the waterman, also Mathae. And also the presence of the head school members who are here. Our Dr. Karen. We also appreciate the presence of all the officials from the Department of Education, as well as our district directors, the chairperson of the Initial HCD Council, media houses that are here. It is indeed a great pleasure to stand before you today as we celebrate our achievement. This is a new milestone. Never ever in the history of our public schooling system have we ever achieved this at the level of provinces. Schools have achieved this, but provinces have never achieved this level. We have managed to hit the 91% pass rate, as well as the 48% bachelor rates. Then we also hasten to remind you that as early as in 2010, we set ourselves this target, the target of 90 being the pass rate and 40 being the bachelor grades. And obviously, we have already surpassed both targets. The 48% that we are talking about, I think we moved from 44%. We increased our bachelor rate by almost 4% to 48%. And our pass rate, we moved from 89% to 91%. We moved, we increased by 2%. And I'm sure you would have noticed on the slide that we are the least improved province. And for obvious reasons. If you know statistics, then you would know that if we are moving from a low base, it's easy for you to increase by 6%, 10%, and so on. But with us, because we are moving from a higher base, then it's not as easy as all that. So as a province, we are really proud of our learners, of our teachers, our wonderful learners who are here, our educators, our SGPs, our parents, our teacher unions. We got support from all of you. And I think it is in this province where we are demonstrating that indeed education is a societal matter. Yesterday when I was interviewed in Johannesburg, someone said to me, your province is amongst the poorest provinces. And I said, perhaps that is the reason why we are investing in our people through education. That is the best thing that we can do for our people, because we happen to be one of those poor provinces. So having said that, I think we have seen that we have really done well this year. We have hit the 91% pass rate, as we said, but we have also increased in terms of the bachelor passes. Now, the question of quality, I think, is something that we still have to look into, because I think quality is also relative in one way or the other. Because if, as a country, we are talking about, the whole program of a skills revolution, then we would appreciate even those learners who have attained diplomas as quality, because those are learners who will be going into your skills programs, which is what this country needs. So at some point, I think we need to redefine what we mean by quality. What used to be quality in the past, when we thought we could channel everyone into your academic stream, we as the department, we have introduced what we call the 3-stream model. And in the 3-stream model, we do have the academic stream, we have the vocational stream, and the occupational stream, meaning that we are moving in the right path to ensure that we revolutionize the country in terms of skills, which is what we want. So I'm saying that this thing of quality and excluding the diplomas, we need to relook into it. I know that you are going to ask me about that one, and this is exactly what I'm saying. We need to relook into it, because those kids with diplomas are the ones who are going to be admitted at your University of Technology. Again, those are the kids who are going to be admitted there. So that's why I'm saying that the issue of quality is neither here nor there. And you have also realized that in terms of inclusivity, because we have done quite well. That slide showed you that we are the biggest contributors, or the biggest contributor in terms of the number of learners who applied for concessions and accommodations. We've got a lot of such learners in our education system, by the way, who do have barriers to learning. And if those learners are not supported by making sure that we provide them with the necessary assistance for them to be able to perform as they should, to their potential, to their full potential, then we are not doing justice to them. So the issue of inclusivity, I think, is also featuring in our results. And yeah, that's the one. But also what is also impressive about our results is the fact that we have increased the number of schools that performed at 100%, and not only the 100%, but also 90% upwards. I think we have done very well in terms of that. There are far more than 60%, I think, schools that have performed above 90%. 67% of our schools have performed above 90%, which is quite good. And when you look at where these schools are located, most of them are your schools in those poverty-stricken areas. These are your quintile 1, your quintile 2, and your quintile 3 schools. And that in itself shows that our pro-poor policies are really helping a lot. So I think in a nutshell, program director, this is what I wanted to say about these results. A lot will be said, I think, when we get to the well done function. And we have also seen that most of our learners who have done well in your maths and science, which are our gateway subjects, come from the most rural area, which is Thabo Mofusanyana. So that in itself shows that we are getting somewhere as a province. Because now, if you begin to do these good things for those people who are the poorest of the poor, who live in your rural areas, it means we are beginning now to turn the corner by investing in education or investing in those learners who are in those areas. Having said that, let me also congratulate my district directors. The district directors, you have done quite well. All of them, they have improved. All of them have improved in terms of the pass rate and in terms of the bachelor rate. And I know that I always say to them, they must not compete amongst themselves. They must just complement each other. This is the message that I always send out to them. And to our beautiful learners, our stars, we are proud of you. I know that we are still going to meet with you on Friday, and we will also be acknowledging you in the presence of so many people. I think we have invited how many people? More than 1,000 people will be there. So you are going to be acknowledged properly. So we really want to thank you for the hard work, for the dedication, and for really putting the Free State on the map. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable MEC, and we wish you a speedy recovery. Premier. Okay.
No, it's about Molanka or no. And the way to suck a speed. You wanted to leave, but please stay. We are executive, all of us. Mercy Fuba. Because there will be those learners who like to engage Luenantete Saki, we need engineers, we need technicians. So, Ms. Fuba, thank you very much for making time, Acting DG. The team of Basic Education and Office of the Premier. But my lovely people, the district people, I once worked in this department at national level with Dr. Maboya once more. She was taken from the province and she became a DTG at National Department of Basic Education. So the team here, MedCD, don't be surprised. I know them by name, district. I used to visit all these districts during COVID, and they're still here. Mezonke, just that there's a challenge from Thabo Mufutsanyana, Bogoto, Pete, Kamon, and thanks very much for your performance. But HOD, there's one issue that I wanted to raise as you're speaking here, that we really need to have, either we have roadshows or we market this program of finishing schools. I was sharing this with on our MEC Psyche. Most of the people don't know about this finishing school, and they're playing a major role. They don't know. At the level of national, they call it as second chance matric. But here it's a school, full-fledged school, where people are even wearing uniform. It's in Zastron, it's in Kwakwa, it's in Botshabelo. But what is disappointing is that the majority of learners in your district, Mama, when I visited your school, were from other provinces, your KZN. Because this is the only province. This is the only province that has this finishing school. So other provinces are flocking here. But we don't have our learners from Free State. And I hope as we make our speeches on Friday, Mema Miki, we really need to emphasize this. Invite councillors, market these schools within the Free State and give Free Staters a priority. Because most of the schools, honestly, are dominated. You go to Zastron. Zastron is dominated by Eastern Cape. And they don't know. When we engage with some of the people, I'm a deployee there in Karib, they say, they don't even know. Or a school will say, okay, when you look at that school, it's actually our grade. Grade 13 is strong, but repeat of grade 12. But Rebele Smart, it's a finishing school, meaning how's a performer at the level of matric, you still have the second chance to go and register at the school. And the same government is still taking care of you. And they budget for you, you qualify like any other learner in that school. So the challenge this year, Yarona, Dr. Maboya, is to really market our finishing schools in making sure that our Free Staters benefit from those schools. Free State performance history can be traced as far as 2011, Dr. Maboya. As you all know, when we're at about 75%. Since then, our performance has been gradually improving, and we have held on to position 1 for 8 years. There was a break in between, but I think it's 6 consecutive. Is it 6 or 6 consecutive? There was a break. I think it was around 2018. Yes, it was 20. That is like and info. And really, HOD and the MEC, we are delighted that there's a huge pass rate improvement of no fee school fees, especially around issue quintal 1 to quintal 3. And honestly, Dr. Maboya, we have performed well. If you can just quote quintal 1 to 3, we know challenges that are there. I'm happy that we got one from Ntemu. It's one of the schools that I adopted, that I made sure that this year, give me just 87. They said 87, Tatemulu, when I was with you there. They promised 87. I said, okay, if you promise me 87, I'm going to make sure that you have food for the entire camp. And that's what we did. We delivered. I went to Ridersburg. The teacher there, district director, promised me 89, 87. He was at 70, 76 last year. How much did he achieve this year? 89. I went to that school personally. We delivered food because they were saying to me, these learners, the background of the family sometimes really contributes to the learning, teaching and learning of these learners. So we supported that school during this term as well, during exams. We also supported Moteo. We went to Grassland. They promised me 89, 87. I don't know how much did they achieve now. And it's one of those schools that is really within the communities that are disadvantaged, Dr. Maboya. I think I visited the school twice in making sure. And for the first time, they said to me, "Re qala ho ja nama ya kgomo in camp, re qala ho ja nama e red in camps." And that's what we did for these learners. And they promised me, actually now, it's 87, it's even above what they promised me. And thanks very much, and Tatemoloi. And Mema Miki, as we visited these schools, there were challenges. Not that everything was smooth. There were challenges. There were those learners who were able to share with us and say, from the background, I'm here, Premier, but I don't know what's happening at home. I don't know what they're going to eat. And my mom could not even pay for the camp. And so that's why we had to come in as provincial government and say, how do we assist these parents who cannot afford to assist their learners? So thanks very much that they did not disappoint as well. So meaning if we can continue with the same kind of assistance, we'll get better results every year. For several years, our district have been part of top performing district. And I'm happy that today, Dr. Maboya, were able to say within the top 10, we got 4 districts because it was not mentioned yesterday, and we were so concerned. But why is it not mentioned that Free State top 10, and then Free State has got 4 districts within that top 10? So I'm happy that, and we need to emphasize until Friday. We got 5 districts, 4 it's in top 10. So Leonard we really dedicate this good performance to you educators, the district directors, the learners, the parents, and holo teachers and the district directors. I think that's where our work, our challenges are. And some of these teachers have compromised, have sacrificed their families to really be with these learners at the camps and so on. Leaving your family, don't even know how your own child is doing, but going to take care of someone's child. Ke kopa re ba shapele matsoho those teachers, because I don't think it's one of the easiest jobs that you did. And thanks, Dr. Maboya, for the road shows. I know, no sa tshwarege mme, ko batla busy, you were busy, busy. Because sometimes it's very important to visit the schools and understand the situation. Even these teachers or barutela maemong a jwang is very, very important, because we got schools say long wabona mona, it's about the passion and nothing else from the teachers. So thank you very much, Maboya. And we also want to thank those parents, the QLTCs. I think they're also playing a major role in making sure that we achieve what we have just achieved now as a province. Lastly, I just want to dedicate this result to one of our own, Mr. Tate Maqueen, the MEC for who was an MEC for education. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And he's really rejoicing that ha drop at the ball. Ebile re isitse higher and higher. And ke ipotsa ka ba le jwang today if he was still alive. But we are here, Comrade Mosito tswela pele. And also once more want to congratulate once more Dr. Maboya for steering the ship so well. I'm confident that your leadership is going to take us to higher strides, Mama. Rotshepile Mbokoto. Last year we have adopted the motto that's a simply excellent. And through this motto, re tla ba pheta, re ba phete ho fihlela ba tlwaela, ba tlwaetse no. So as we are announcing this result in our province, the performance of all the districts, I would like to conclude by quoting Emile Zoll when he said, "We are like books. Most people only see our cover. The minority read only the introduction. Many people believe in critics. Few will know our content." Close quote. And I thank you.
Many thanks, Premier. We have heard your injunction, and I hope the leadership of the department is here. Most of those injunctions will be duly implemented. Colleagues, we have reached this, what I will call the gist of this meeting, where we will then engage with the leadership based on what the HOD Advocate Malakwan has presented. As I indicated earlier, we will have only 2 sets or 2 sessions, 5, and then 5 first will allow the leadership to respond, and then after that we'll have another 5, and then we'll close this press briefing. Can you kindly please, as you raise your questions, you identify yourself, the name, and the name of the media house you are coming from. And let's stick to the business of the day. Let's not repeat questions that have been answered, that's been asked, and let's make sure that we remain seated until the end of them. I will then expect colleagues to raise their hand, identify themselves, raise their hand. I'll take 5 and then 5. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Lele, it's one Lele. And then let's have another one. Can I identify? Tebza? Can I, in that order? Any question? Okay. Can you have Lele? Can you stand up and then tell them?
Afternoon, it's Aphumelele Mdlalane from SABC News. There's been, of course, a national debate about the issue of quality versus quantity, and I see with the breakdown by the HOD here has tried to clarify some of the issues. But now the question is, we see that it's about 37,000 or 36,000 that's set for exams, and in 2024, 8,000 distinctions. There is still that question. There are those that have passed with bachelor pass, others are admitted with diploma, but also those ones that have passed with bachelor pass are not admitted at the university level. They are only admitted at your central universities of technologies. We just want to know now the distinction thereof, because there's that challenge whereby one learner would pass with maybe 1 distinction, but is unable to meet the requirements to be at University of the Free State or University of Cape Town. And with the issue, the province have managed from 2010 to reach the 90-40 and also surpassed the target that you've set for yourself. This simply means that there's still pressure that the province, of course, has attained this position for more than 6 times, but there's still pressure to you have set the bar. And what is it that you will make sure that you do to sustain the education system? And one was even saying that the province has advantage that it's led by someone who's senior, who has been in the Department of Education. But to sustain this, what is the plan that the Department of Education is having to make sure that no any other province takes position 1? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Debza?
Thank you. My name is Tewastina from Express Newspaper. My question is relating to STEM subject. In 2023, it was set about 80.17 student or learners pass, and then the previous year it was 80.56. I just want to know, in terms of the current year, the past year, how is the stats, and what was the total number of students that or learners that wrote exam and passed?
Thank you very much. I think there were two questions in this set. Before I allow the leadership to respond, may I take this opportunity to acknowledge Fezile Dabi. This is Director Dr. Chuta, and we will have seen in our presentation that Fezile Dabi is number one with more than in the province with more than 93% pass rate. You are welcome, Doc. Maybe can we then, because there were two questions in this round, can we, do you want to make a follow-up? No, I'll ask in the second round. Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I should then allow, with your guidance, HOD, who the NSC can respond or okay.
I will allow Mr. Bajan to deal with the issue on stats on STEM subjects. He's actually the head of examinations. He would know the figures. The first question is about quality. MSC has said, firstly, quality is relative. But let us say there is a rebuttable presumption that when you get a bachelor pass, you will actually go to university. That is the rebuttable presumption. Because we are saying MEC is clear when we talk with this transition to excellence. We are now working on getting bachelors, quality in bachelors themselves. But bachelors actually released the same way. And I must say that the Free State is above the national average of bachelors. The only unfortunate situation that happened, I think the Premier covered that in relation to the pecking order of districts. Instead of actually getting bachelors announced in percentage, because they were announced in numbers, but numbers are relative, or they are commensurate with the size of provinces. And they are not telling you that if they say this province gave us 94,000 or 40,000 bachelors, is 40,000 of what? So this argument, and I'm not saying this is what you are doing, you look like an honorable lady. Premier, we have seen, new narratives being brought to further, interrogate our achievements. And I understand why. When you are leading people year in and year out, they will find a way of trying to actually dilute the impact of what we are bringing to the table. We've seen that, and I'm not reading much in what I've seen, because we are not here for adulation. We're here to actually validate the talents of our children and ensure that we actually protect them. So quality of this province is 48.2% passes. When you get level 7 and you want to equate into a bachelor's with distinctions, a learner, a normal learner can have no distinction, but have quality passes that allow the learner to get into any institutions of learning. So they are not necessarily an indicator to bachelors, not necessarily. Though it is ideal to have more distinctions, which is what we are pushing. And you asked another question of what we are going to do to remain at the top of the food chain. I said the nation places too high a premium on who's number one. The more I tell who you regard as my enemies or my competitors, the more I sharpen their axe, and they use my strategies to fight me. I can tell you that we are committed to the cause. I can tell you that we've got soldiers who have earned their stripes. We understand the culture of performance. We hold each other to account. And that's all I can say. Sounds like serious God speak or English, but it is what it is. But we are here to stay chasing our own targets. I think we have made 90% a sick joke. We will go Premier down to the trenches, go recommit ourselves to something higher. It reminds me of a wise man who says, you never reach your goal. When you think you have arrived at your goal, new challenges crop up and you shift the barriers. We are prepared to bend the midnight oil and propel ourselves beyond the limits of our endurance. That's all I can say. Mr. Basjan, you can help us on the STEM subject.
HOD, I think I'm informed by both the DDG and Mr. Bashan that we currently don't have the stats on STEM subjects. We will respond on that question on Friday, and also we can liaise with the journalists that have asked that question. Colleagues, I want us to go to the second round, which is the last round of questions. Is there any question? One. Okay, Debza.
Okay, my next question is directed to the Premier. Premier made mention of the number of schools that she adopted, and then I went to one which is Grassland. According to the school, they achieved 97.6%, and then yet a different view about that. When were you last at the school?
Well, I can answer that.
No, that one is. I went there on the first day of the exams. SABC was also there. Phumelele was there. And then I went there when they were already camping at the school, where I brought toiletries, stuff. So I actually went there thrice, if you want to know. No, it was their target. Yes, it was their target. But I think you've been given by the district director the percentage that they actually achieved. Is it 97 that I'm Yeah.
But I indicated that they were at 82%.
Yes.
In 2023, they improved to 94%. But I'm told right now that it is even higher than that. By what you are saying, 97%. Yes, we can verify.
Which is good.
Yes.
Because where the school is situated, we all know that it's one of those schools that accommodates learners from disadvantaged communities. And if you recall, when we were there were also those learners that you could tell that this one are having challenges. They know that I had sessions with some of the learners there, and we involved the social workers to say, how best can we also visit the families and just assist in that situation. So I'm happy that they actually set that target, but they surpassed that. So we should be proud of that school HOD, because where it's really, it's even overcrowded. Even the hall could not even accommodate all the matriculants. There was not even enough space in between. Just to indicate that I am familiar with the school. Thank you.
Premier MEC, there's a question on the WhatsApp channel. Okay.
The question is from Duncan Metsimaholo, FM in Sasolburg. It reads as follows. On behalf of Metsimaholo FM, we congratulate the department for the sterling and wonderful job done to make education the pride of Free State and fashionable in the country. Can the department give us an idea on what the leading cause of the notable difference on total entered and total learners who wrote the final exam? A number worth noting does not write their final exam. What is the leading cause of this? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Will the MEC, who's going? DDG? The DDG will take.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Ndaba. Let me leverage on the protocol established by the HOD, creating Premier and the MEC. There are myriads of reasons. Remember, the good story is those learners wrote examinations. That's the entry point. Now, during the writing of examinations, some of them got sick. is something that you cannot plan for. But the bottom line is, and the Premier was spot on, we have what is called finishing schools for them to have a qualification, the National Senior Certificate qualification, which opens doors for many things, for employment, for higher studies. That's why we want in the province that every learner must achieve the National Senior Certificate as they complete the 13 year of schooling. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Colleagues, I think this brings us to the end of this session. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the Department of, on behalf of the provincial government under the leadership of the Premier, our sincere gratitude for you for heeding this invitation, and we hope that the information that we have been imparted on you will be transmitted to our stakeholders. We thank you very much. We want to emphasize and invite you to our well done function, which will be held on Friday, where we will be having more of our best of the best learners who are here, and also where we will be celebrating and acknowledging the excellent performance that the province or that this country has ever seen. Thank you very much. The session is adjourned.